Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This week we're going to be exploring some of the dualistic nature of yoga. So, when we think of dualism in yoga, we think of left side, right side, up and down, inhale, exhale, yin and yang. So we're going to be taking elements of this from within our practice and the physical component of the practice itself, and just thinking about how this matches our energies. So when we come into a fold, we're coming into some yin energy because we're usually settling down into the fold to focus on stretching and breathing. So I want you to be able to really kind of just lose yourself when we come down into these more yin postures. And then when we come to these uplifted postures, I want you to think of sending that energy upwards, that yang energy that helps to fuel all the energetic drive throughout the practice. So it's finding this balance, right? And we don't have to um, compartmentalize ourselves into a dualistic um, world, right? Because there is this oneness that kind of helps to bring everything together. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I know that we as a collective whole have been going through a lot of ups and downs, fears and hopes, and, a lot of good has come out of this time, a lot of really big eye-opening changes has come out of this time since COVID-19 started. And just this week alone, I've been experiencing my own personal ups and downs. I had a really, really blessed time at the solstice, and then a couple of days later, I had to put down my dog. So it's been a little bit of a tough week for me, but I'm trying to explore that and match the energy of all of it within my practice and hopefully within your practice today as well. I do recommend that you have 2 blocks because we are going to be taking a little bit more of an intermediate transition into a one-legged squat position. So definitely have 2 blocks available to you. And if that sounds out of your range, don't worry. You can always come down into a regular squat, but 2 blocks will be helpful. So having those at the top of your mat. And today's essential oils, we have patchouli, frankincense, and myrrh. And while we might immediately think of those as very grounding, they also help to connect us to some of the more divinational aspects of aromatherapy. And that's why I chose those today. So again, we're trying to find this oneness between the worlds, right? So thank you for following along with my practice today, and we will go ahead and get started. So I'm going to have you join me on your backs, and I will actually be joining you down there in just a moment, but you'll be starting reclined back in Shavasana, so go ahead and lay back flat on the mat and get comfortable. And maybe this is the first time, right now it's afternoon, so this might be the first time you've come to lie down since getting up this morning, so really ease your way into it. Adjust the body as needed so you can find balance on both sides and begin to allow the spine to neutralize, the limbs to become heavy. And then notice what happens to your natural rhythm of breath. So in that maybe somewhat of a flurry of movement, we might have found a little quickened inhalation, exhalation. But now that we're starting to succumb to the ground, maybe the breath begins to naturally deepen and slow itself down. So just noticing these subtle changes as you begin to release into the body and from the mind. And we're going to start to take control of the breath now. So find expansion through your inhales, deepening the breath, and extension on the exhale, lengthening out. Maybe we'll use the Ujjayi breath to assist us with the control. And gradually building upon each round. We're going to continue with this deep breathing for 5 more rounds before finding that natural rhythm again. Keeping your mind focused on the breath, but also on releasing tension. And as we come into the last round of deep breath, inhale through the nose. We'll release the exhale nice and long through the mouth. And let that take you right back to your natural pace. We'll sit with the sensation just for a moment. Notice any differences, whether they be within your physical body, within your mind, as you come back to your natural rhythm of breath. I'm going to join you on my back now. We'll start by tucking the knees slowly into the chest. Feel the low back flatten to the floor. And then wrap the arms around the legs. Give them a squeeze in. And you can rock from side to side. Gently massaging through the muscles of the back. Find center, take the hands to the knees, keeping the legs together. We're going to circle the legs around. Now starting to massage the top of the pelvis and the sacrum and the tailbone. Reverse the direction. And then finding center, keep the hands on the knees. We'll continue to circle the legs, but opening the knees wide apart. And then circling back into center. Still moving nice and slow. Starting to bring the stretch into the hips, the inner thighs. Reverse the direction. And then knees back into the chest. Let the arms fall open. Big breath in. Exhale, knees to the right for the twist. You can wedge a block under or between the knees if they don't comfortably reach the floor. So you can ground the left shoulder, maybe look to the left, and then release here. Soften the legs, the belly, and the breath. As we get ready to come into center, engage the core, navel to the spine. Inhale, knees coming through center. And exhale, bringing them to the left, moving the block if you need it. Right shoulder grounds into the mat, and then we soften. Starting to engage the belly. Inhale, knees coming back into center. Plant the right foot on the mat and we'll cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. Gently press the leg open to the side. Foot is flexed. Hands around the right thigh. We'll pick up the foot and start to draw the knees into the chest. We're stretching out through that left hip here. Both feet flexed. And try to bring that right calf a little more parallel to the floor as we relax the shoulders. These first few stretches here, just getting the body moving, is a great time to be reflective on what you feel within the body, where you may be feeling tension, what areas might be needing the most love, the extra few breaths that we can give them, or maybe just to be reflective on what is going on in your mind. So I encourage you to continue to assess whatever is coming up and start to tuck the knees in a little closer to the chest. Take one more inhale here and exhale, right foot to the mat, followed by the left. We'll allow the knees to drop from side to side. And then coming back to center, left foot is grounded, right foot to the knee. Gently press the knee open, foot is flexed. Hands around the left thigh, and we draw the legs in toward the chest. Left calf parallel to the floor, shoulders relaxed. And then just go inside. Noticing sensations or thoughts. Where you might need to direct the breath, where the space is opening up, and whether or not you can move a little deeper. One more breath in. Exhale, left foot down, followed by the right. And again, dropping those knees from side to side. And then coming through center, keep the feet planted, knees bent, setting up for bridge. Walk the shoulders down, palms face down, neck is long. Exhale, flatten the low back to the floor. Press into the feet as we inhale, peeling the spine off the mat, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes, and opening up the upper spine. Maybe finding an extra little lift, a little more squeeze, knees coming into the center. Big breath in and exhale, release back down, nice and slow. Once the tailbone is down, tuck the knees back into the chest, hands between the calves and thighs. We'll start to rock and roll up the spine, so feet swing up and then forward. Some nice movement up and down. Starting to feel the energy build as that momentum brings us right up to sit. So you can have one leg crossed in front of the other. Let me adjust these silly pants that I have on. We'll take left hand to the mat. Inhale, right hand reaches up and over for our side bend. We're bending into that left elbow and extending long. Trying not to compress into that left side body, but staying lifted and breathing. Inhale, reach up with both hands. As we exhale, hands coming together, we're going to bring the outer parts of the thumbs to the third eye, or that place between the brows. Relax the shoulders, but keep the arms active. Belly slightly engaged, spine is long. Take a moment here and just connect with that energy within the body. We're going to be coming back to this position a few times today, making this subtle bind of the hands to the Ajna chakra. Relax the legs. Feel the tailbone rooting down. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Then we'll take that right hand to the mat. Inhale, left reaches up and over. Press away, grow long through the side body, actively reaching those fingertips, and breathe. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands together, bringing the outer thumbs to the Ajna chakra. Relax the shoulders. And we're slightly lifting the chin. We're not dropping the head between the shoulders, just a little lift here to bring that energy up through the body. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. You can neutralize your head and spine. And release. Keep your right foot tucked in, and we're going to extend the left in a seated tree position here. So left foot to the inner right thigh, right foot is flexed. And we're just going to start some walking up, back and forth movement. So pull your bum back just a little bit. So tailbone is reaching to the back of the mat. Hands are framing the right leg. And using the hands guiding you forward with a long spine, feel the belly tucking in. We're just going to start to fold and then use the hands to walk you back up. We're not trying to round or palpate through the spine. We're really just using the hands to move that flat back, up and down. You can have a soft bend to that right knee to start, but we do want to work on beginning to straighten and extend through that leg. Think of the energy pressing out through the heel and out through the crown of the head. So as we come up, take a breath in. Exhale, navel to the spine as we walk ourselves forward and down. One more time up. Exhale, coming down. Hands resting here, framing the leg. Maybe they reach for the calf, the ankle, or the foot if that's within your practice. I'm not dropping my head, still looking to the toes. Belly is still pulling in. And now I'm consciously trying to ground down through this left knee. It's okay if your leg does not reach the floor. So I guess I shouldn't say that. I'm trying to ground down through this left hip and really opening up some space here to root me back as I extend myself forward, bringing a big stretch, not just to the back of the leg, but up through these muscles of the low back as well. Take another big breath in, and on the exhale, allow the spine to soften. You can round down over the right leg. Keep those legs active. We're not softening up through the legs. I'm going to take 3 big breaths here. Your next breath in, look at the toes. So coming to a little half lift, long spine, belly pulling in. Your next inhale will reach the arms forward and up, all the way up. Exhale, hands meet and bring those thumbs to the third eye. Hold here. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll switch the position of the legs. So go ahead, bring the right foot in, left leg extends. And again, I'm pulling my bum back a little bit. Tailbone is rooting toward the back of the mat. Soft bend to the knee to start. Left foot is flexed. And we're just going to begin with the hands framing the left leg. Flat back as we walk up and down. And these initial movements here are just to start to bring the oxygen flow, the stretch to the back of the leg and the muscles of the back before we start to fold and deepen, as well as maintaining a little bit of engagement in the belly here. Helping to keep the core slightly engaged as we move back and forth is going to help keep that back nice and flat, the nose looking toward the toes, and a long spine. So coming up, inhale, exhale, starting to fold down. This is where we hold, so hands framing the leg, the calf, the ankle, maybe the foot. Belly is pulling in. We're staying lifted through the head, and we're really focusing on grounding down through that right hip and beginning to straighten out through the left leg. One more inhale. And then exhale, soften yourself down, hanging the head and shoulders forward. Legs are still engaged. We're just softening that upper body. Next inhale, a little half lift, look to the toes. Next breath in. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up, all the way up. Hands meet, exhale, outer thumbs to the third eye. Hold and breathe. Spine is long, head is slightly lifted. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll make our way forward into a tabletop position. So coming onto hands and knees, making sure our blocks are available to us at the top of the mat. Our quick circles here up and around the wrists. We're not spending too much time on the hands today, but you all know how I never like to forget this stretch. You're just circling around gently through the wrists and the hands. We'll come to the top of the right hand. Reverse all that stretching and circle it out. Give it a good shake before we move to the top of the left. And shake out that left hand, coming into table. Inhale, lengthen the spine through cow. Exhale, round to cat, navel to the spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more times. And exhale. Inhale, back to table. And breathe out. Walk the hands a step or 2 in front. Spread the fingers. Press into the palms. Tuck the toes. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Knees can be slightly bent as the belly presses to the tops of the thighs, long spine, and then allow the feet to pedal out. So stretching out through the calves as you lift and lower the heels.
head releasing between the arms. And trying not to lock the elbows here, but staying strong through the arms, pressing the mat away. Shake out the head, yes or no. And then find stillness. We're going to take 10 big breaths in down dog. If this gets to be too much, you may come down to child's pose. We don't normally hold it for this long, but I want to spend some time here for a moment in the slight inversion. So starting with an inhale for 1, 2 more. And exhale, looking back at the feet. On an inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bend the knee, shift your weight forward, foot plants between the hands, left knee grounds for the low lunge. And today I want you to maybe scoot that left leg back just a little bit. We want a little extra space between the legs. Always making sure that front knee is not going past the ankle. Square off your hips because that right hip's probably pulling forward a little bit. So gently rounding it back. You can tuck those left toes. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms forward and up to frame the ears. Press the hip bones forward, squeeze the bum, hands meet. Exhale as you lift the head and heart, bring the outer thumbs to that third eye position. We're still lifting that upper body and rooting down through the feet and the legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, coming down to a half split. Shift your weight back, extend the right leg, toes point up and fold. Couple of breaths here. Inhale, big inhales. We shift back to that low lunge. Tuck the back toes, arms come up. Hands meet. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, shift back to that half split and fold. Inhale, back to the low lunge. Left hand plants to the inner right foot. And next breath in, we lift that right arm, right knee, squeezing into the chest for the twist. Press out of the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand down. Breathe in. Exhale, half split. Shift your weight back. Right hand to the outer right hip. Inhale, left arm rises. Twisting to the opposite side. Square off those hips. Left hip forward, right hip back. Belly pulling in. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, shifting forward, low lunge. Arms come up, tuck those left toes. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. We're still pressing those hips forward, lifting the heart up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands down, framing the right foot. Keeping those left toes tucked, we'll inhale up to a runner's lunge. We're going to be coming back to pyramid, which is where we have 2 straight legs here. So you might want to hop the back foot in just a step or 2. Breathe in. And then exhale, start to straighten the right leg, pressing your weight back. We're going to gently and slowly and gradually start to bring the left heel down. If you would like a block in each hand, we have them available. So we're framing that right leg, straightening it, engaging the quad. Belly is still pulling in to help lengthen the spine as we use the breath to soften the left heel back. Throughout all of those subtle movements, continue to adjust the hips. Left hip forward, right hip back. Try to keep the head lifted for now. We'll fold down in just a moment. Feel the stretch in that left calf, maybe even on the top of that right ankle. Go ahead, release the head toward the leg. Next breath in, walk the hands forward, framing the right foot, bend back into the knee, runner's lunge. Exhale. Strong legs as we inhale, reaching forward and up. High lunge. Hands meet. Exhale. Hands to that third eye. Active in that left leg. Really engaging through that left quad. Pressing the heel back. Heart is lifting. Hip bones press forward. Breathe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come into the heart. We're going to take a big step forward right into eagle. So shifting your weight forward, maybe a little hop through that left foot to start. And then bringing that left leg up, crossing it over the right. Toes can touch the mat, or you can keep them lifted as you squat down. Weight is in the heels, squeezing the legs together. Bend into the knees. Forearms come in front of the face. Left arm optional under the right to cross at the wrists. And then find that lift of the elbows, squeezing everything. Belly's pulling in. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, elbows lower, bringing the hands apart. Hands to the heart. Slowly start to straighten and uncross the legs. And dragging that outer left ankle to the top of the right knee. We did this on our backs. Open the hip to the side, foot is flexed. We're going to start to squat down again. How far you go is up to you. Weight is in the heels, bum is shifting back. Flat back, belly engaged. Hands to the heart, or hands to those wonderful blocks right here at the top of the mat. We're all going to be bringing the hands to the block, so if you want to bring them down now, that's totally fine. Breathe into that hip. So grab the blocks if you haven't already. One hand at a time, we're going to frame the hips. So bring the blocks back just a little bit. I really want you to press into the blocks as you start to bend that right knee nice and slow. This is that one-legged squat. If this is too much, uncross the legs, make your way down into a regular yogi squat. So right now, my right heel is right at my perineum, right in the crack of the bum area. Hands are on the blocks, framing the hips. Left ankle is still resting on that right thigh. Keep your left hand on the block. Optional, right hand comes up. Inhale. Exhale, bring that outer thumb to the third eye and breathe. 2 breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, hand back to the block. Walk the blocks back. One more step. Slowly press your arms into those blocks. Use them for support. We're going to lower the bum down and extend the right leg. A little bit awkward. We're going to be setting right up for a twist. So my left ankle is still resting on my right leg. You can bring that left foot to the outer right ankle or to the inner if that's a little bit too much. Inhale here for a tall spine. Exhale, twisting to the left, hug the knee to the chest. Beginning the twist at the waist. Working your way up. Another breath in. Exhale, twisting back.
Allow the hip to open as you twist to the side, knee still hugging in. One more inhale. Exhale, untwist, come back through center. Bring the left foot to the inner leg. If it's not there already, let the knee drop open. Right back to our seated tree pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, extend and fold. Feel that big reach, all that space we opened up. Keep the head lifted. Ground down through those sit bones. Extend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. Long spine. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Right foot in to meet the left. Bound angle, knees are wide. Hands link around the baby toe side of the feet. Inhale here. Notice the difference between that left and right hip. We opened up a lot more space in that left side, and we'll be evening that out in a moment. Belly pulling in, spine long. Inhale, shoulders back and down. And exhale, using the hand clasping the foot to lead the heart forward, flat back. Don't go too far. Again, observing that difference between the left and right side of the hips. Inhale, back through center. Come right back into a tabletop position on hands and knees. Place your blocks back to the top of the mat. Inhale through cow. Exhale to cat. 2 more times. Inhale to table. Exhale, hands walk a step or 2 in front, toes tuck. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Looking back at the feet. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend the knees, shift your weight forward. For the low lunge, planting the foot, ground that right knee. And remember, we're going to scoot that right leg back. Maybe just a little bit more than we normally would. Square off those hips. Left hip pulling back, right hip forward, even though there's a little more space between the legs. Tuck the right toes on an inhale, reaching the arms forward and up. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. Hip bones pressing forward, heart is lifted. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down to our half split. Left leg is extending as we shift our weight back. And fold over that left leg. Square off those hips. Right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, coming forward. Tuck the right toes. Low lunge. Arms lift. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge it back to that half split. Folding down. Inhale, come forward to that low lunge. Right hand to the inner left foot. Next breath in, left hand reaches up for the twist. Left knee squeezing into the chest. Press away from the mat. Breathing in. Exhale, hand down. low lunge, breathe in. Exhale, half split, shift the weight back, left hand to the outer left hip. And inhale, right hand reaches up for the twist. Squaring off those hips. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, shift it forward, right toes tuck, arms come up. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. Breathe. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot, right toes are still tucked. Inhale, press up to a runner's lunge. This is where we're going to start to shift our weight back to that gentle, slow, gradual pyramid. So slowly begin to straighten that left leg, and we have the blocks available if we want them in each hand. And as we find that power in the front leg, the right heel can begin softening down. Doesn't have to reach just yet, but we want that right leg to be active as well. Belly pulling into the spine, spine long. Chin is lifted off the chest. And we'll begin making those subtle adjustments to the hips. Go ahead and fold, release the head and shoulders forward. Inhale, shift your weight forward to that runner's lunge. Really strong legs here and core as we inhale, bringing those arms up. Hands meet. Active right leg. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. Lift the heart. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're stepping right into eagle, so shift your weight forward. Maybe hop the front back foot in once. And then right leg crosses over the left. You can have the toes touch. Or cross at the ankles to deepen the squat. Weight is in the heels. Squeeze the legs together, forearms in front of the face, or right arm under the left, crossing at the wrists. Lift the elbows, squeeze everything, core strong. Breathe in. Exhale, elbows down. Release the arms, bring hands to the heart, and slowly begin to straighten and uncross the legs, sliding that right ankle to the left knee. We'll open up the hip and begin to deepen the squat again. We can bring hands to the blocks or keep the hands to the heart. And again, if you want to come down into a two-legged squat, please bring the right foot down. Stand up and bring the right foot down first. Everyone else, we're going to grab our blocks, positioning them around the hips. And remember, we want all of the weight in the blocks here as we bend that left knee, placing the heel between the bums, and keeping that right knee open to the side. Right hand can stay on the block. Optional left hand reaching up, inhale. Core is engaged, exhale, thumb to the third eye. Breathe in, left hand down. Bring the blocks back a little bit. Shift your weight back. Awkward. If you want to come down a different way, feel free. If it feels safer for you, we'll extend that left leg. And we're back in the seated tree position, or almost right for a twist. So right foot to the inner, left knee, or outer, setting up for our twist. Almost forgot, sorry. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, hug the knee in, twisting to the right, starting at the waist. Couple of breaths here. Breathing in. Exhale, untwisting. Right foot to the inner left knee if it's not there already. Now we're back in our seated tree position. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, extend and fold forward. Feel all that space we've created. Keep your head lifted. Next breath in, reaching up. Exhale, thumbs to the third eye. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bring the left foot in to meet the right, bound angle. Linking the hands around the feet. Go ahead, butterfly the knees out a couple of times. Hopefully they're starting to feel even through the hips now. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, flat back, using the hands to pull the heart forward. Allow the legs to open and only go as far as you feel comfortable, not straining, just stretching. And don't round the spine forward. And inhale to come up. Flatten the feet, knees are bent, right to our half boat position to wind down. Arms to the side, breathe in. Exhale, navel to the spine as we round back nice and slow. Really press out through those shoulder blades as you come down. Breathing the whole way. Gently release the upper body, the neck, and the head. Relax the arms and legs. Really, really feel that nice, juicy, and flowy space we created here in the back of the body. At least that's how I'm feeling. It's also very hot in my loft right now. We're just releasing right to Shavasana today. We're going to take, if you want to make any little adjustments or movements, for me, I'm going to drop my knees from side to side. If you want to take a twist, I'll give you some extra time. But because I just feel so open and connected right now, I feel like this is a good place to leave off. Again, if there's any little movements you'd want to take those now. And if you're like me, ready for Shavasana, relax back, tuck the shoulders under, and just let yourself go. We're not going to control the breath today either. I want you to maybe just take a couple of deep breaths in and release. Not trying to make it any which way, but just allowing the body to release. We talk about surrendering into Shavasana quite a lot, but really feel as though you can just succumb to the silence, the stillness, all of that movement and intention, bringing it into the body, allowing it to settle, and then letting it go. Deepen through the breath again. Invite awareness back to the body, into the space you're residing within. Wiggling out through the toes and the fingers. Rocking the head gently from side to side. Inhale, reach and extend the arms up. Exhale, release. And float the knees right back into the chest. Wrap the arms around the legs. Give yourself a big squeeze. And thank your body for being that vessel that takes you through the ups and downs, the good times, the bad, the difficult, and the easy. This vessel for providing us a physical aspect to explore balance and the duality that comes with being human. And even the potential to go beyond, to ascend the dualistic natures of life, of yoga. And whenever you're ready, rolling to one side, making your way up to your most comfortable seated position. And I apologize for the background noise. We're putting an addition on our house. All good things and all good time. As we come up to sit, we'll bring our hands into the heart and end our practice with a round of Om. If you'll join me, we'll take a breath in. Exhale all the stale air. And one more inhale for Om. Once again, I truly thank you so much for choosing to practice along with me today. I look forward to next time. Namaste.